Hi everyone, we're continuing our GenCon coverage. I'm here at the Cephalofair booth. I'm here with none other than Isaac, the creator of the massively famous, or now famous, Gloomhaven. And we're going to talk a little bit about his upcoming game that just finished on Kickstarter. Is that correct?
Yep, finished about a week ago.
That's right. So Isaac here, first of all, how's your con going?
It's very busy, but we're in the back. We're kind of in the front back corner, and it's we're still getting slams. You know, we've been running demos of Gloomhaven the whole time. It's super popular.
That's right. They're running the demos right there, and as you can see, it's packed. Isaac, can you give us a quick overview of your upcoming game, Founders of Gloomhaven, which of course takes place in the Gloomhaven world?
Right. Yeah, it takes place in the Gloomhaven world, but sort of hundreds of years before that campaign. And it is a competitive game where you are different races coming together to build the city of Gloomhaven. So you're all sort of working together, but you don't necessarily like each other. You still want to have the most prestige at the end of the day. And so the central conceit is that there are 8 basic resources in the game. Like stone, wood, livestock, stuff like that. And a single player is only going to be controlling 2 of them. Okay. And so you've got your own resources, your opponent's got their resources, and they're represented by tiles that you're going to place out on the board. And the idea is that you need to combine different resources together to form like more advanced resources, like wood and livestock together is going to equal leather. And then you might combine leather with metal to make weapons. And all that takes place out on the board. You're sort of placing these advanced resource tiles connected to their basic resource tiles. But the thing is, you can never do anything really by yourself. Like the resources you have, you're going to need to trade,
and you need the other people as well.
Yeah. So but there's not really any negotiation or trading exactly. It's all just your opponent might place a resource out on the board, and then you're going to buy access to that resource. Okay. And you're sort of racing to build the advanced resources first to sort of get control of them.
Okay. So is it like an area control?
Not quite. Right, yeah, there's not really any area controlling scoring mechanisms. The main scoring mechanism is periodically you're going to be voting on these prestige buildings. Like these are like building proposals that you're going to be placed out on the board, and these are basically your scoring opportunities. So these buildings want different resources,
okay.
And so you might be the one who was able to make like machinery first, and so you want to make sure like this building comes out because it's going to give you a lot of points for machinery when you connect that resource building to this building, like through a series of roads.
Oh, okay.
So that's how that works.
That's really interesting. Okay.
But the actual gameplay is sort of resolved through this deck of cards. So everyone starts the game with the same 5 cards, and these are just the different actions you can take in the game, like putting out your basic resources, or building roads. You can recruit advisors, which are like extra actions that you can take. So you'll be playing these, and the cool thing is that it's kind of like a little Puerto Rico mechanic. You're sort of playing a card and doing like a cool action, and then everyone else at the table gets to follow you and do like a basic action. Okay. And so that really cuts down on on downtime, increases player interaction. It's very interesting. But you're gonna be playing these cards, and eventually, like you're gonna want to get your cards back. Right. And so there's a card in your deck that will allow you to play it and like take all your cards back. So you can't just do the same thing over and over.
Do you have to lose one of those cards as in Gloomhaven?
No.
Okay, just have to be sure. Okay.
Well, that would be interesting.
I'm like, hey, maybe you're bringing back some of the mechanics, right? Okay, very cool. Now talk to us a little bit about the player board here.
Sure. So this is your player board, and it has wonderful artwork. I was really impressed with my artist. Just sort of giving you sort of a depiction of these different races, but in a like combat setting,
Right, giving you a bit of the lore of each one.
Yeah. I love like the little animals and stuff in each of the pictures. But anyway, there's also like an income track, so your income is sort of based on how many resources you have on the board. And then over here you've got just all the combinations that you can create with the resources that you control. So Quattro will control knowledge, and then they've also like picked up stone as their secondary resource. And then these are all the things you can do with those different resources. You also have houses, which you can build out on the board. And whenever you build a house, you get to unlock a worker. Okay. And there's a small like worker placement aspect to the game.
Okay.
That it's not the main mechanic, but basically whenever you follow someone else's action, instead of like doing what's on the card, you can always take a basic action, which is just to take like a coin or an influence, or if you have a worker, you can take that worker and you can put him on a worker placement spot.
Okay.
That's just a basic action. So also on your board is like your racial ability. So,
right, which are going to be all different.
Yeah, so you can take a worker and put it there, and you get sort of like a free action on someone else's turn.
Now, how many races do you have? I see 4 here. Do you have more of the famous races?
Yeah, so there'll be, I think, 9 races with the Kickstarter last stretch goal. We got to 9 races. So basically all the races that you're familiar with in Gloomhaven, you can play in this game.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned the Kickstarters, and as we said, it is over. When do you expect delivery?
Should be January.
Okay.
It's going to take about 2 months to finish all the art and graphic design. So all
these are
prototype. Have artwork, it will have artwork.
Right.
If you're like, oh, that doesn't look very good, it's like, well, don't worry, it'll
prototype.
It'll look good.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Isaac, we are looking forward to Founders of Gloomhaven in January, and I'm gonna bug him to get some review copies to show you guys back at Bored to Death. You wanted to say something?
Oh no, yeah, you can still pre-order it even though the Kickstarter is over. So if you go to the Kickstarter page, Founders of Gloomhaven, there's a link to the pre-order, so you can still get in on it.
Awesome. Well, we got the review copy for Gloomhaven, and I had to order a second copy of Gloomhaven because I didn't get the removable stickers, and now I want to do the other sides that we couldn't unlock in the first time. So there we go. So until then, that's what I'll be playing. January, Founders of Gloomhaven. Keep an eye out for that. Thanks a lot, Isaac.
Yeah, thanks.
Subscribe now to our channel to stay in the loop. If you like our work, help us continue by sharing the channel to your gaming group. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.